Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the pattern, the common difference that you have been finding, and we're going to use it to create functions to represent these arithmetic sequences. So we're writing arithmetic sequences as functions. All right, so let's look at number 8. We're given the sequence 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, and so on. Well, first we needed to determine, is this even an arithmetic sequence? Okay, so what is the difference between 5 and 8? What do we do to 5 to get to 8? Well, from 5 to 8, we're adding 3. From 8 to 11, adding 3. 11 to 14, adding 3. 14 to 17, adding 3. So because our change every single time is the same, because it's constant, then yes, this is an arithmetic sequence. And part A is asking us to find what is the common difference. Well, the common difference is how is it changing, so D equals 3. Part B is now the new part where it's asking us to write a formula, in other words, an equation, for finding the nth term. Okay, so in other words, we're writing an equation where I can plug in any number position of the sequence and to find out what is the value of the number in that position. So if I want to know the 50th term in a sequence, I could plug in 50 for n and find out what is going to be that value when it's the 50th number in that sequence. Okay, well, there's actually a shortcut that we can do here. And what I always tell you guys is, when in doubt, make a table. So that's what we're going to do here. Look at your sequence and create a table from it. Your sequence that is given to you will always be the y values. So just draw a little table around your sequence that's given and leave enough room above it for the x values, because like I said, the given sequence will always be y. So this is y, what we're given. Now we need to figure out what is x. X will always be the n, whatever is the number of the sequence, or the position number of the number in the sequence. So 5 is the first term in the sequence. Therefore, the x value that goes with 5 is 1. 8 is the second number in the sequence. So n is 2, therefore x that goes with 8 is 2. 11 is the third number in the sequence, so the x that goes with it is 3. 14 is the fourth term in the sequence, and so the x value that goes with it is 4. Can you figure out 17? If you said 5, you're correct. So now we have a table. Well, what do we normally do with tables to get an equation? Hopefully you said stat edit. So go into your calculator and go to stat edit and type in the values in our table. So all the x values, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will go in the first column. And then all the y values, 5, 8, 11, 14, and 17 will go in the second column, the y column. Once we type in all those values, we do what we normally do with stat edit and go to stat, calc, 4, and then calculate. Okay, once you do that, you'll get the screen that looks like this. It'll say y equals ax plus b, where a equals something and b equals something. So if you're doing this with us, hopefully with the graphing calculator app that you have on your phone, we have y equals ax plus b, where a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 2. So take these values and plug them in where they belong. And our equation here is going to be y equals, plug in the 3 for A, followed by x. Now plug in the 2 for B, and it's a positive 2, so I say plus 2. So that is the formula or the equation for finding the nth term. Now notice in your notes, however, it says an equals instead of y equals. Well, the reason why we denote it as an is because remember, an is the term. And so we're talking about the term. So instead of y here, we're going to write it as 3x, or an equals 3x plus 2. But wait, our n doesn't match the x. Okay, the reason why is because the n is supposed to be in place of the x here. So I'm going to erase that x, and really it's, in this case, an n. So if I wanted to find the 50th term in this sequence that they gave us, then I would take 50 and replace it with n. And that would be a 50. Because a 50 is the 50th term, so I plug in 50 for n, and that would be the number that goes with that position in the sequence. So 3 times 50 is 150, and 150 plus 2 is 152. Now nowhere in our notes did it ask for the 50th term. I was just adding an extra example there. Now you try numbers 9 and 10 and pause the video so that you can check and see if you get it right before I actually give the answer. So numbers 9 and 10 says to write an equation for the nth term of each arithmetic sequence, then find a 50. Okay, so just like what I did on number 8, and actually this is actually asking for the same exact position in these sequences, but you're going to have different equations that you come up with. Okay, so try 9 and 10. You'll need your graphing calculator. If you don't have one at home, you should have one of the apps, the Android or the iPhone graphing calculator app. And if not, then see what you can do without it, or come see me in tutoring. Here's the work for number 9. You should have gotten that A50, in other words, the 50th term in the sequence would be negative 133. Now pause again and try number 10. And here's the answer to number 10.